This is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Bills, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And if you look back to last week, it was all about their defense. Anytime you hold an NFL team to single digits, that's saying something.
The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here come the Bills on offense for the first time. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And you'd think as a young QB there'd be some nerves leading an offense out to start a game, but haven't seen any sign of them right now. And speaking with him earlier this week, sensed that the pressure wouldn't get to him. He feels comfortable being the face of this offense and shouldering the expectations on game day, even if he doesn't quite have the years of experience other quarterbacks do.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Blowing that play up, Roquan Smith, as he gets the sack.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. How it's long distance now? Let's go to that play.
5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive.
And him running the football is not something that defenses spend a lot of time preparing for. But this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
The Bills send the punter out. On, we think, to punt, though he's faked it earlier, but he was unsuccessful. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
I like this guy. And the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Jackson letting one go deep for Roberts. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Now it's Jackson. Flushed out right. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Try the right side with Mitchell. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. The numbers last week for Mitchell. 13 carries, 61 yards.
Well, to no one's surprise, he gets an early rep right there, and they've been playing their best ball this season as they've built this winning streak. And that includes the ground game, where he's kept the offense productive and put them in position to win ball games. The question now is, can this defense that he's facing do what others haven't and finally put a stop to this streak?
Well, this defense for the Bills, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And they needed to be, because the game was a game we don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and each play took on more importance, and they got it done.
Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2. Now Jackson. And this is caught at the 8. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
They'll run with Mitchell. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal.
Mitchell again, but he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Steps away. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson with career touchdown number 60. And the Ravens will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Looking to throw. Leach. Roquan Smith. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on 4th down. The Bills send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Jackson now off the bootleg. Throw left side complete. That's Hawkins. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. From the gun, a give to Mitchell. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Jackson to throw. And he fires one incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender. But you also have to give your own guy a chance, too.
A short one there, caught by Likely. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
Piñeiro on for the field goal. A 39-yard attempt.
This is up and good from Piñeiro. And that will extend their lead even further. So a touchdown on their opening drive and 3 more here, and it adds to their first quarter lead.
Yeah, everything's going according to plan so far because the offense has moved the ball, defense able to do their job, and here the special teams unit comes through with their contribution. A field goal to make it 10-zip.
Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. The tight end in motion right. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. Here's Cook again. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. Now 3rd down and 7. Back to throw. Leach. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. The Bills send the punter out as he's on to kick it away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Jackson now. Over the middle, complete. It's Hawkins. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. From the 22 now, here's 2nd down and 1. They go play action now. Jackson. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. You look at this Buffalo defense. They were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And they needed to be because that game was a game you don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and they got it done.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season. But also, it opens things up for the rest of the offense because they have to bring their attention to him as well.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Jackson will throw again. Right side, there's Likely with it. And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 36. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. No hesitation, goes right back to Likely. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Bills' 28-yard line.
A shotgun handoff to Mitchell. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. The Ravens are the perfect 4-0 to start the campaign. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And they were able to tough it out last week, a close one-score game. And those are the kind of wins that pull you together as a team because everyone gains confidence and they feel like they can continue to get better.
6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. To throw is Jackson. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Jackson. They'll run the screen with Mitchell. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens are able to stretch out their lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Hey, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And now out come the Bills. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. In motion, the tight end. They go play action here on 1st down. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. And some room to roam now. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. Complete to Likely on the out route. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 13-yard line.
Now it's Jackson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Complete to Isaiah Likely. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Ravens are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
Partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Operating from the gun, Leach. That's taken in. It's Keon Coleman. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Operating from the gun, Leach. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37.
It certainly feels like this defensive group has figured this guy out to the tune of a big lead in this one. And you know that he's frustrated with how this game has gone. And now with back-to-back interceptions, he's got to find a way to get out of his own head and start making better plays.
So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. They run over center with Mitchell. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Azeez Ojulari coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 49 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Here is 3rd down and 4. Here's Jackson. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Buffalo set to get the football back here. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. That is caught. Kincaid with it. He's still on his feet. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Dalton Kincaid, 74 yards. And the Bills get a bit closer. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now down to 20. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
And the Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Flowers. 2nd down and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
On the handoff, Mitchell. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. This is complete to Hawkins. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. A give here to Mitchell. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven 1st down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Roberts the man in motion. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. From the 21, here's a 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
On the draw, here's Mitchell. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Bills offense back out onto the field. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Motion man is Shakir. 2nd and 4. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. 3rd and 4. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bills 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Looking to throw. Leach. And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's 3rd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Ravens offense and running back Keaton Mitchell getting set for this next possession. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this 1st half. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hawkins. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jackson. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
That one into the hands of Flowers. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 27-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
A 34-yard attempt.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. The kick by Pinheiro is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, where it was the Bucs who were able to get the victory at home. Bucky Irving, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. From there, we move to H-Town to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Josh Allen leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter.
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. Out to Roberts here on the quick pass. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 27-yard line.
On the ground is Mitchell. He takes this for 3 to the 29. They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 8.
Operating from the gun. Jackson being chased out left. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. And here's Ryan Wright now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Buffalo offense back out ready to go. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They start the drive with Cook. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Again, it's Cook. And he's going to have a Bills first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. Well, that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And I mean, you're at the point here, 3rd quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
And in incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's third down. Looking to throw. Leach setting up the screen for Cook. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. They'll try the middle with Cook. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Back to throw. Leach.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to get the football here at their own 23.
Holding offense.
So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT.
They go play action with Jackson.
That's caught. It's Flowers.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
That's good for a Baltimore Raven.
Play action. Now Jackson. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
Brings up 2nd and 16 at the 43-yard line.
They run. It's Mitchell. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2. So here's a 3rd and 14.
Brings up 3rd down.
Now it's Jackson.
A short one there, caught by Likely.
And they will get this across midfield, but still well short of the first as he's dropped at the 46.
It's 4th down.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback.
The Bills ready to take over. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
At the 28-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Leach.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50.
A gain of 22 yards. And the Bills first down.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
This is caught by Hawkins. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A big play there. His third touchdown now on the year.
And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Looking to throw. Leach. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And the trick play doesn't work. Good reaction there defensively, and it'll be 4th down.
And you can tell just by looking at them that this offense is a frustrated unit. Things are really unraveling here, and as a head coach, time to earn your paycheck. You've got to find a way to keep it together, as that brings up another 4th down.
Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Play action. It's Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Now Jackson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They go play action now. Jackson.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Bills are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Throwing to start the drive. Leach.
That's complete. It's Elijah Moore.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
A gain of 26 yards.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. Back now in Baltimore. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Has his man, it's Shakir.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's second down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3 at the 18-yard line.
Moore, the motion man right.
Second and 3. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
And that's going to be incomplete.
The Bills' drive stalls out on fourth down, and the Ravens are going to get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Jackson. He finds his man, complete. It's Hawkins. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. And they call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
Now it's Mitchell.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
Third down and 9.
In motion goes the tight end. From midfield now, here's Jackson.
A short one there, caught by Likely.
And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 40. Give him 11 yards and time and a new set of downs.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
Down to about the 37. So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Once again, it's Mitchell.
And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down.
A run with Mitchell.
And he's not going to get the first down. He had to get to the 30, but he's a yard or two short. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up fourth down.
Fourth down.
Throwing is Jackson. Keeps himself upright.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11. Here's Jackson to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Roberts.
And the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Ravens are well on their way to a 5-0 start as they extend their lead. So the lanes continue to be there for Lamar Jackson to run that football. That his 2nd touchdown run of the game.
You know what I would like? I'd like for us to be able to go into a defense's room after playing Lamar Jackson and watch the tape and see how much of a lane was really there and how much he created just through his talent. In any event, Lamar Jackson finds the end zone, doesn't he?
He always seems to, but that's a good point. We sometimes put blame on the defense. Maybe we just need to praise Lamar Jackson a little bit more.
Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. That's caught by Kincaid, working the middle of the field.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Operating from the gun, Leach. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
Now they go screen. It's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down. Back to throw. Leach.
Right back to Cook for another completion.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
The Bills send the punter out in punt formation, but as we've seen, that's no guarantee he'll punt the football. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And that will come the offense as they take over.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes. And he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Now 2nd and 5. Right back to Mitchell here.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Now a 3rd and 6.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd down and 6.
On the option right is Jackson.
And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it, and they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line.
Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So for the Ravens, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Bills, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.